On Friday night, Pokimane, one of the most popular streamers on Twitch with over 8.5 million followers, was banned from the platform after streaming the popular animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender. The cause of the ban is still unknown, but likely the result of a DSP strike. Why she did this is unclear. She has enough of a following, she doesn't need to do this. Just sit in a hot tub in a bikini. Instead, she thought streaming Avatar: The Last Airbender was a good idea. Twitch has a 3 strikes rule for DSP, so should be back soon. Even if they didn't, it is Pokimane. She could murder a child on stream and would only get a 3-day suspension if the child was related to a Twitch employee.
DSP inserts himself into the topic. Let's watch.
Alright, what is up, everyone? Phil here. Whew. Coming off of one of the most intense, attention-demanding,
So you weren't able to stare at chat the whole time.
adrenaline-filled streams I've done in a long time of Halo
Adrenaline rushing. You sat there and played a video game.
Infinite. Holy crap. We'll talk about that right now in the Daily Wrap for Saturday, the 8th of January, 2022. Great streaming day today. First of all, on the pre-stream podcast, we tackled a very important topic about DMCA law and how it applies to streamers and content creators, and how there's a big controversy right now over on Twitch of big content creators who think they can get away with streaming all kinds of stuff that they definitely should not be getting away with, and how,
like masturbating in front of children.
How basically Twitch is handling it incredibly poorly. So if you want to hear my full opinion on that whole situation that's been on the big topic of social media and gaming of the last day, check it out. That's the pre-stream podcast in its entirety today, like an hour discussion about it, okay?
An hour of rant, which let's get to, guys.
That being said, one of the very, very prominent, popular kinds of content that the big content creators put out there is what's called reaction.
Stop picking at your face.
However you want to say it. Reacting videos, where a content creator simply watches something. It could be another YouTube video. It could be a newscast.
It could be you doing your retrospective events that you love so much, reacting to your videos.
News story. It could be footage from a press conference or E3 or something like that. Or a game trailer or announcement for a movie.
Things you've done.
Or it could literally be watching an actual television show, movie, video game playthrough. It could literally be anything. And what they do is they sit there and they watch it and they react. Okay? Now, some people...
Again, that's what you do. A lot. That's what your entire retrospective event's about. That's when you do E3 stream. That's what it's about.
Really go the extra mile here to try to get some kind of reaction from their audience.
Meat kettle.
And they'll completely go crazy with cartoonish faces and complete overreactions. And
this from the Pikachu, Sonic, Yoshi hats and the Nazi hat and all the other hats.
You know, it's pretty stupid, but the sad fact is that these react videos have just become more and more and more popular over the years, whether on YouTube or streams, entire streams on Twitch where people just sit there reacting to content, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never liked it. I actually feel outside of drama videos, okay? Drama videos are incredibly toxic, incredibly harmful, yet they've become some of the most prominent content on the internet in the last decade.
And you're the most toxic of
all of them. Made of drama content that is incredibly harmful to people. Yeah, it's still allowed to be popular, prominently featured everywhere.
It's harmful, guys.
Put into search results, etc. Okay, but I don't feel React videos are like that. Okay, I don't feel they're harmful. I just feel that React videos and streams are literally fluff content. And what I mean by that is there is no effort put into that. To do a React video, I could literally right now.
But you say, I do the hard work, because editing is easy. The hard work is sitting here and reacting to the gameplay live as I do it. Talking when others react to stuff, it's boring and fluff. But when you react, it's hard work, guys.
Okay, I could do this.
Goddamn jump scare.
And then I click over here, I say, oh! There's my reaction video to it, all right? And people say, oh, it's hilarious to see Phil react like that. And click, like, and vote up and watch and go viral and retweet and do a clip of it everywhere, okay? You see what I mean now? What effort did I put into doing that, right? Nothing. There's no effort there. All I did was watch something quick, reacted to it, and that's that, you see?
Mr. Wow, did you guys see that? Did you guys see that? Guys, did you see that? Wow. Anything that happens on screen when he's playing.
There's nothing to it. So to me, literally that kind of content is worthless. But that's me. Again, that's my opinion. Some people really enjoy watching their favorite content creators react to various kinds of content, okay? Now, one thing about reaction videos and streams or whatever you want to say, that's always been a point of contention, is how legal is it when to do a react video or stream? To what extent can you do it? To what extent are you protected by the law and fair use? And to what extent are you not? When are you going too far with that style of content, okay?
I mean, flat out watching Avatar The Last Airbender, that's pushing it. But it's not, serial killer at large illegal. It's, hey, jaywalking illegal, pretty much. In my opinion.
So why is this a big issue today? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's become increasingly more popular on Twitch in particular over the last few months to do this style of content. Why? Because Twitch actually changed their business over the last few months and made it so that all of those content creators that were doing those disgusting sexualized things, like licking robot ears and dressing in bikinis and sitting in hot tubs and doing all that shit that was insanely prominently popular because of basically perverted fucking sex-crazed teenagers watching and clicking and donating to them, well, Twitch basically stopped featuring them. So they stopped showing up on the main page. They stopped showing up everywhere. So all of a sudden, there has to be a new fad.
And what do you care about Twitch? You're not on Twitch anymore.
Okay? So the new fad on Twitch has now actually become this React-style content, but not how you're thinking. It's not, we're just watching a game trailer or whatever. No. Big-time Twitch streamers are actually watching full, unedited episodes of television shows, animes, etc., or full-length movies. They're illegally, yes, blatantly, illegally broadcasting this copywritten and trademarked content on their channels, sitting there like this, like me, on like a green screen, sitting there like this, and just talking about it. Ha, 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 blah, 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 blah. As if it's like, Mystery Science Theater 3000 back in the day was really the first television show ever to pioneer this technique. What they would do, they would take movies that were so old that the copyrights had been abandoned for them, okay? Meaning no one technically owned the rights to these movies anymore. These movies have been thrown into the realm of what's called public domain. Public domain basically means anyone can do anything with it what they want because no one really owns the rights to it anymore. It's just it's a freebie, free for all.
What's weird with copyright? Sherlock Holmes, if he shows no emotion, is copyright free. Public domain. Sherlock Holmes, if he shows emotion, is still owned by the Sherlock Holmes people. Dracula is public domain. Coca-Cola and Nintendo, the card game, is public domain. So you can actually have a book, movie, whatever, TV shows, anime series, whatever, of Van Helsing hiring Sherlock Holmes to hunt down Dracula in London while sharing a Coke with him over a card game by Nintendo. As long as Sherlock Holmes does not show any emotion. I'm surprised someone hasn't done that yet. Anyways.
Do whatever you want, okay? So, Mystery Science Theater 3000 would take these movies and have these puppets and a guy sit in front of them and do commentary as if you were sitting in a movie theater next to these guys. They would do this reactive commentary to what they were seeing on the screen. And admittedly, it was absolutely hilarious. I thought it was funny as shit. I used to watch Mystery Science Theater 3000 and laugh my ass off at the commentary that they would do over this public domain stuff. I think it was a great show, okay? Now, the thing is, you can only do that if you have the legal right to do it. You can't just do that over a modern movie. If right now I wanted to do, let's watch Avengers Endgame, all right? And we're going to watch the movie. I'm just going to do reacting commentary to it over the whole movie. Done. That's a...
You can actually find, if you want, people reacting to those movies. Only certain bits, and it's usually grainy, reversed, audio turned down low, but you can find it.
Blatant violation of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. I don't own the rights to that movie. I don't have the right to rebroadcast it in any form except a highly edited, limited form for the purposes of commentary and criticism, because that would be considered a review, okay? But to just rebroadcast it in its raw form and do commentary over it is not protected by fair use law. The DMCA Act would basically say that's illegal, and at any time someone could shut me down for doing that, okay? Now, there are people who do it. However, they found ways to skirt the law. For example, the same people who made Mystery Science Theater 3000 actually have a very, very profitable business called Riff Tracks. What they've done is they do watch the new stuff. For example, let's say they watch Shang-Chi, the relatively new movie from Marvel.
Shang-Chi.
So they'll sit there and watch it, and as they're watching it, they'll record just their audio commentary. Okay? Nothing, no visuals, no audio of the movie, just their audio commentary. Then, on their website, rifftracks.com or whatever it is, you can purchase a subscription. And that subscription allows you access to their voiceover commentary. So if you own the rights to watch the movie, whether you bought Shang-Chi yourself, maybe you got Disney Plus, you can watch it on there, whatever access you already have to the movie, you press play on the movie and you press play on their commentary and it syncs the two up. So it's as if you're watching the movie with these guys, but technically they're completely protected from any DMCA law violation because they didn't do anything with the content you did. You see? So
Which
there you go.
Brilliant.
That's how they get around it. All right.
How long took
So
to figure that
by
one
the
out.
way, that's perfectly legal. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually an ingenious way to have this kind of reacting commentary to something that's new and protected fully under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. All right. But what these Twitch streamers are now doing is
Mind you, we
literally
have like another
and
45 minutes
blatantly
of this.
ignoring the law and just replaying full content,
And this is a gameplay stream.
unedited,
Never
and
forget
just
that.
talking over it for hours on end. And they're rolling in dough. They're coming. People are coming in droves. Thousands and thousands of viewers are watching this content for the very first time with these people to watch their commentary.
How do you know
over
it's the first time?
And this is blatant theft. Like, no exaggeration. This is illegal. You cannot do this. But this has now become a
Maybe you just
very
wanted someone's
prominent
opinion on a
thing
show that you
Twitch.
like to see if they had
It's
the
the new
same
hot
thoughts.
thing over there.
Or maybe they had new thoughts that you didn't think of
The reason that this is now a
before.
hot topic is because everyone's kind of been getting away with it. All right? And then all of a sudden, yesterday, one of their biggest streamers over there, Pokimane, dust flew in front of my face, got a DMCA strike against her channel, and it was taken down for 48 hours. Her whole channel was taken down, all right? And now she can't stream for 2 days. Now you might say, oh, that's terrible. Oh, no, poor Pokimane. Except the thing is, when you're a large-time streamer like that, literally this happening actually means a paid vacation and a bonus. I'm not kidding. Okay, already, there's a video that was made. Oh, I can't wait to come back to Twitch. To all of you, it's stupid this happened, but I can't wait to come back and do other content that won't get stricken down, and I hope you'll all come and support me when I return in 2 days, even though it's blatantly a violation of law. Blatantly broke the law.
It was pretty blatant from what I clips and bits that I've seen on Twitter and stuff. It was very blatant. But this guy's acting like she murdered his cat or something. Like she was using Avatar the Last Airbender to bring people in, give her money. At least she was wearing clothes for the most part.
That's why you're getting kicked off Twitch for 2 days. Oh, my celebratory return is coming. I can't wait for you all to come and throw me money when I return to Twitch. This has happened many times with content creators over the years. They do something blatantly wrong. There's a reason why they're being punished. And it's not, oh, it's a false copyright strike or something. It's literally, yeah, I outright just ignored the law and now I got punished for it. Oh, but reward me when I come back. Okay, and that's exactly what it looks like is going to happen. You know, there'll be some celebration when she returns to Twitch and get rolling in fucking dough for nothing. For absolutely fucking nothing. For doing the wrong thing, she'll be rewarded. Okay? Now, that's just a small time situation. But the big picture here is that people are afraid that over on Twitch, there may be large repercussions for this kind of thing happening. Because if it could happen to a big time streamer like that, who brings in thousands of viewers and tons of money every day to the site, what's to stop some kind of a DMCA crackdown, right? Or what's to stop Twitch from having to change the way that they run their site or police their site? Because now these companies that own the rights to this big stuff basically want
he's rocking pretty hard
basically want change. Okay?
And DSP, you should be happy she's going back to Twitch. If she went to YouTube, she'd pull people away from you. Yeah, you have simps that give you money. But, oh, do I throw money at a gouty 40-year-old thumb-looking piece of shit? Or to Pokimane? Or to Amaranth, or all the other girls over there that are on Twitch right now? Be happy they're on Twitch. Be happy that they're separate from YouTube. Be happy that they don't come to YouTube and maybe, oh, let's see, I'm going to click through. The first, 8 videos is, no, Pokimane, Amaranth, Belle Delphine, I don't know if she's still around that. But there's just 8 different girls from Twitch, and before you actually get the DSP. That happens, DSP, there's going to be a lot less people discovering you, a lot fewer chances of you finding a new whale or pay pig.
So anyway, let me go ahead and explain to you how exactly these businesses work today. Because a lot of people don't understand how these businesses work or why they're even allowed to do this kind of crap.
Yeah,
right?
It just goes on for fucking ever. Let's set it to 1.5
There is a law. I forget what it's called. Section 208, 203, 230. I forget. There's a part of U.S. law. And the law basically states the following, okay? A company that provides a medium for content, like YouTube or Twitch, any of these websites or businesses that let you have an open place to upload content and broadcast that live to the world's internet, okay, cannot be held legally responsible for the content on their site because it's not their content. You see what I'm saying? Right now, I'm broadcasting on YouTube. YouTube does not own the rights to my stream. I do. So because I legally own the rights to this, it's my responsibility to make sure that what I'm broadcasting here today is not a violation of any kind of law, not just the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, but there's many different laws about broadcasting content, what's legal, what's not. I can't show children, truly violent content. That's against the law too. So there's all these different things in effect. Now that's U.S. law, by the way. Now you might say, well, I don't understand because these companies broadcast all over the world, so how does U.S. law apply to the worldwide audience? Well, it's because it's not about the end user, meaning the end viewer. It's about where the company exists physically. So both YouTube and Twitch exist in California, the state of California in the United States. So as long as they're abiding by the laws of California, United States, they're protected. Okay? No one can legally come after these companies for this stuff because there's a law in place that says, no, they're not liable for the content uploaded to the site. Now you might say, now wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. If that were the case, anyone could upload anything they wanted to Twitch, YouTube, anywhere, and there's no liability for any of it. That doesn't make sense. Well, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the company that hosts it, meaning YouTube and Twitch, is not legally liable. However, the people who are broadcasting or uploading said content are legally liable. All right? So right now, if I decided to play, I don't know, the latest episode, I broadcast the entire season 2 of The Witcher on Netflix. I just play it right now on my stream. YouTube cannot get in trouble for it, but I can. I can get my channel taken down. I can get sued by the makers of the show and have for damages or whatever. Okay, but YouTube cannot.
We don't want our content associated with a pig roach.
If this is the case, that DMCA law is applying to all this content, right? Then how is it that people get away with it every day? Every day you see people playing music that's copywritten, they don't get in trouble. These big prominent streamers on Twitch, I've been watching full shows and movies, they don't get in trouble. So how is it that that's possible if it's illegal, right? Here's how. Because these businesses are considered user policed. And I know that sounds stupid, because it is. Okay, it is.
Also, Twitch has a do not ban list, which was great to discover when they had all those leaks. That they literally have a do not ban these people no matter what list.
These businesses essentially are saying, in a legal standpoint, is our business, because it's user-created content,
you can suspend them for a couple days,
that our business could easily be expected on a daily basis to review every piece of content updated to our sites. You know, on YouTube, how many millions of videos likely are uploaded to YouTube on a daily basis, right? How many thousands of live streams are running on Twitch at the same time, right? So their legal standpoint is, there's no way reasonably we could control the content on our business. That's like saying, no exaggeration, That's like saying I run a restaurant. And a
Oh,
big
this is
Italian
great, guys. You guys
right?
gotta listen to this.
But man, my restaurant, it's gotten so popular that there's no way that I could possibly control anything that goes on inside of my restaurant. Whether it's the quality of the ingredients in the food, the cooking staff's behavior, the customers are coming in, being unruly, beating each other up in the middle of my restaurant, doing drugs in the middle of the restaurant. I can't control any of it. I'm too popular, man. You can't reasonably expect me to control anything that happens inside of my business. That's ludicrous. In reality, in real life, this law would never apply. But for some reason, because this is internet-based, it does. As I've told you guys many times over the years, the internet is still kind of in its Wild West kind of phase. The internet is becoming more and more prominent in our daily lives, social media, business-wise. It's ingrained in almost everything we do. Our finances are tied to the internet. Our entertainment is tied to the internet. Our whole entire beings are tied to the internet. But the internet is an unsafe place. There is no way to legally really enforce or protect or police the internet in many capacities. Okay? So, in regards to these businesses, the only way that people really get in trouble for this stuff, all right, is basically if someone mass reports them. Okay? So right now, I could be broadcasting, again, the entire Season 2 of The Witcher on my channel. But if I only have 2 viewers, and those 2 viewers like it and don't report it, no one would ever know, and I get away with it. You see? What these websites are relying on
with all
are
your
the
other
viewers
bullshit
to
you've done over the years, like
So if
Project
you're
7
watching
scam.
Pokimane or another streamer broadcasting something that's illegal, you mass report them. And then someone at that business is responsible for taking in those reports, reviewing them, confirming if the violation is actually happening, and if it is happening, legally taking down that content. Okay? Now, here's the thing. At one point, this was not the case. About a decade ago, YouTube was rampant with stolen content. I actually remember when I used to still listen to Sirius XM radio, Howard Stern, had a show on there.
The man you blame for all your issues.
He was like, every day this show gets illegally recorded and uploaded to YouTube. And we have hit them with not necessarily lawsuits, but takedown notices and legal. Our lawyer has contacted them telling take it down. And all they do is they individually take it down every time it's posted up. But they won't prevent people from still posting our show up every day. They just say it's not their job. Okay? So here's what ended up happening. YouTube got sued. What a surprise, right? We knew that this was going to go on forever. YouTube got sued by the music industry. The music industry said, no. Listen, we own the rights to all this music. You have no right to have people posting our music up constantly on your site. We don't care about your bullshit reasons. Oh, we can't police our site and blah, blah, blah. They sued YouTube. They won. And YouTube was basically legally bound to now have a system in place by which it would identify and take down content that companies upload to the site and say, this is ours.
The music that you hate having stricken down on or blocked or copyright claimed because, guys, I'm trying to run my business here, and they blocked the video from part 3 because of a song in it, guys. It's bullshit. YouTube should know I'm trying to make a living here.
Only we have the rights to use it. Anyone else, we want it taken down, or we want to claim the rights to that illegally used content so we make money on it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the entire content ID system was created on YouTube. That was the purpose behind it. That's why it exists. It was because a music company sued YouTube and said, no, this is bullshit. People are using our music without permission and making money on our content. We want that rights to that content. So that is why today I'll be sitting here playing Grand Theft Auto, all right, and a song is playing in the game, and either my video gets claimed by a third-party music company and I no longer have any rights to any advertisement revenue on that video, or in some cases, if a Blondie song plays or if 99 Balloons plays, the whole fucking video gets blocked, and no one can see the goddamn video because there's 20 seconds of a fucking song that a music company holds the rights to in my video, okay?
So you just said, these people are violating DMCA laws. These people are criminals. They deserve to go to jail. But it's bullshit when that DMCA thing happens to me, guys. It was 20 seconds of a song, guys.
So, that's how this whole debacle started to happen, all right? Now, obviously, I've told you my opinion on this system. I absolutely believe there should be a system in place to stop rampant abuse of DMCA violations, all right? But the systems that YouTube has in place are terrible. The Content ID system is infamous for misidentifying content and claiming it on behalf of companies incorrectly, right? If I'm playing a video game and the video game plays 10 seconds of a song, all right, that's fair use. That's already a piece of a video game soundtrack where that artist years and years ago was paid for the ongoing use of their song in that game. They don't get extra residuals after the fact. There was no agreement to that. That's bullshit. They don't have rights to make more money on something they were already paid for in the past. But YouTube doesn't discriminate.
You don't know that. They could very well have a deal that anytime that music is used, they get paid for it. You have TV shows or movies that get played on TV a lot. What was it? The guy who played Biff in Back to the Future, he was on Bob and Tom Show talking about how, every year he gets checked. No, it's only like $20, $30, but he does get a check. Because, the movie played this many times. Here's your royalty check. Harrison Ford from Star Wars. He made more money than the others did because instead of being paid up front, like, all right, we're going to pay you this much up front and then you're done. Now you got a deal. Like, all right, I get this for merchandising, I get this for advertising, I get this for being played anywhere else. And so he made way more money off of the Star Wars than the others did because he set up that deal. People from Seinfeld. That show's been off the, well, it hasn't had a new episode for what, 20 years? Guess what? They still get paid for that. It may not be millions of dollars, but they still get paid for that, even though it's been 20 fucking years.
It doesn't care if you use 10 seconds or 10 hours. If it identifies a piece of content, your video is claimed and you lose all rights to it. And this is why there's been many content creators over the years, like Angry Joe. More recently, there was that guy, the anime content creator. I've totally forgotten his name now. But he had half his channel claimed by, what's the name of the anime company? Not Toei. Is it Toei Animation? I think it's Toei Animation. Literally half of his fucking channel got claimed. Them saying, we own the rights to all of this anime. You've been making these videos for years and years and years. Totally Not Mark. That was his name. Thank you, Guts. Totally Not Mark. We own the rights to it. You've been using it without our permission for years and years. We own all your content now. And there was like nothing he could do about it unless he wanted to go to court and try to fight them. He has no defense against it. Okay?
Well, if he was using their anime to make that
here's
stuff.
Here's my take on the whole subject. Okay? First of all, in the realm of video game playthrough.
But it also depends on, was he just blatantly playing the whole anime and talking over it? Was he only doing, maybe, oh, here's the 5 minutes I wanted to cover because this 5 minutes was very important to the entire series. If you miss this 5 minutes, you don't get the details behind it. I'm going to explain that to you. That's going to be different. It's like when I do every single bit of music I do for my music reacts, all gets claimed. I do link and sync, but you have the video up, that video will get claimed. Other times, just having the video up will get me blocked worldwide. I will get blocked worldwide just for the video, not even the music. There's no music playing, it's just a video that you can see. Not even the whole thing, like usually cut in half to try to stop this. No, it will still get blocked worldwide. I know that's going to happen. I know they're all going to get claimed. I know even sometimes just cutting the video in half, I'm still going to get blocked worldwide, so I have to go back and edit it. But I know that's going to happen. And guess what? Alright, whatever. I know it's going to happen. I got to edit. No. Go back, edit out, whatever, blur this out, cut this out, whatever. I got to do it. That's what happens.
I firmly believe that they are legal because I feel that when you're picking up this controller, you're playing the game yourself, adding your own creative direction into the game, right? That game doesn't play itself. That character doesn't move themselves. These buttons control the character, and what I do, my input directly influences the content I'm creating with that game. That game, for example, today I'm going to play Skyrim. No, I do not have the legal rights to rip the source code of Skyrim and sell it on the internet, repost it on the internet, or do anything with it on the internet. I don't have the rights to do that, okay? But if I bought the license to use the game, I can create with that game. I can make a video game playthrough with my own commentary, gameplay, and that is a creative work. That's my take on it.
Yeah, but you're not very
creative. There's no legal precedent to say otherwise, but there's also been no legal precedent to say that's the case. So in regards to video games, all right, basically, there's no definitive answer on what's legal and what's not. It's been common practice in the last 10 to 15 years that people can do what's called let's plays or video game playthroughs, and companies don't go after them for it. Companies believe this is free advertisement for their games, and for the most part, most video game companies have agreed that a playthrough is a transformative work.
Angry Joe. He's doing a review for this game. Puts it up, gets blocked worldwide, he has to fight with the company. Does a review of this game. Oh, the company heard I was doing a review of this game, so they sent me props. It was Bethesda, actually. Bethesda sent him props because he was reviewing one of their games. Like, you know what? Bethesda doing that? Alright, I kind of like you guys a little bit better now. Because you heard someone was going a bit overproductive for their review. You went, wow, that's pretty cool. Here's some props to make your video look even better. Then you hear, Mario Kart, he was playing with his friends, he was going to post some clips up, and they blocked him worldwide and all this shit, and gave him copyright strikes. Like, well then, I know a game I'm never going to buy. You, Nintendo. Yeah, it can definitely be free advertising, whether it's just from them playing it, them reviewing it, or them reviewing it and then being like, hey, yeah, they heard I was reviewing their game, so they sent me props. Like, that's pretty fucking cool.
That is original to the person playing the game, and therefore they don't go after them for copyright issues. There have been exceptions over the years. For example, Nintendo was infamous for the longest time for claiming everyone's content that involved anything with their IPs on YouTube. Then all of a sudden, a few years ago, they had an about face and changed their attitude, and now they let everyone do whatever they want. So
that's the other thing, though. Technically, Mario is in the right to do that. It is their property. It is their game. So Depends on the company, depends on the content, it depends what you're doing with it. And what's even funnier is that it wasn't Nintendo of America doing it, it was Nintendo of Japan doing it. You get a hold of Nintendo of America, be like, hey, what the fuck is going on, guys? And the response would be like, that's not us, that's Nintendo of Japan. Sorry, there's nothing we can do about it.
In general, gaming has been huge when it comes to online culture because these companies have been very lax in enforcing DMCA law and basically are of the opinion that it's okay to do this kind of content, okay? But this has never happened or gotten more loose with television, movies, music, okay? One thing that was infamous on Twitch for the longest time is that people streaming on Twitch would just play whatever music. They'd have a listing of like thousands of tracks on their computers, and the viewers would actually be able to like contribute and pick a song to play on the stream. How is it legal? Like, did you have rights to the song, right?
You have rights to the
but
game?
What they were doing.
No.
Like jukeboxes that were playing over gameplay. Or sometimes not even over gameplay, just them sitting there talking to people. And this went on for years and years and years until Twitch started to crack down on that and said, no, you can't just willy-nilly use this music. You don't have the rights to it, okay? So now...
Then that'll also lead to...
There seems to be a crackdown on...
This also leads to you walking down the street with your friends like, hey, guys, we're on our way to the concert. We can't wait to get there. Someone drives by with a song playing on the radio, and all of a sudden, you get a copyright strike. And it happens.
These people who are rewatching movies and shows and the like, okay? Now, here's the thing. There's many different schools of thought on this. Some people are of the opinion that this is valid content and it should be allowed. I don't think there's a legal precedent or a legal leg to stand on with that argument. I mean, you could say, okay, if you're going to do a react video to something, you can use maybe an arguable percentage of it. So I don't know what it would be. I don't even know if it's ever been hashed out in court. But let's say, for example, there's a movie that you want to do a review of or you want to react to it, and the movie runs for 90 minutes, okay? So you use 9 minutes of footage in your react video. So that's 10% of the movie. Maybe that's legally allowed. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But obviously, there should be some kind of a determining factor in what's allowed and what's not when you come to this kind of content. But I don't think anyone out there, from a legal standpoint, is going to say, oh, it should be fully usable and advisable. You could use the entire movie, the entire show unedited, and just do your commentary. That should be fine. I don't know how anyone can even argue that that's like a transformative work. Again, Mystery Science Theater 3000 couldn't do it 20 years ago, right? They had to use the movies that became public domain, and if they want to do it, they have to do riff tracks. So if a Twitch streamer wants to sit there and just do the commentary with nothing else playing, and you guys are playing the movie in your own homes, that's one thing. But they can't do what they're doing right now and actually play the source content. It's just not allowable per legal definition, okay? Now, in regards to these prominent Twitch streamers blatantly ignoring the law and doing whatever they want.
Ignoring the law, guys.
All right? Do you want to know my opinion? All right, here's my opinion. And you can completely disagree with me if you want. But here's my opinion. If there is a blatant and flagrant violation of law, if there is no way there could have been a misconstruing of the law, and a content creator still actively decides to break the law for personal gain, that content creator should be permanently banned and never allowed to participate in that business ever again.
So you should never be allowed to participate in that business again, huh?
Period. No exceptions, no slaps on the wrist, no, oh, preferential treatment for this person because they're bigger than that person.
This comes from the guy that, they never emailed me, guys. If I did something wrong, they should have emailed me and told me what I did wrong, guys. But they didn't. They just kicked me out of the partnership program, guys. It's bullshit. Anyone else? No, they should be permanently banned forever.
It's just right across the board. You chose to break the law. Live with the consequences. Period. Now, 48-hour suspension. So now you basically go on a 48-hour paid vacation because now you can advertise that you're going to come back in 2 days with a big return celebratory stream, and everyone throw their love and money at me when I come back because I chose to break the law. What?
This from the guy that every time he got kicked off of Twitch during the Superhound stuff, would immediately flee to YouTube and get thousands thrown at him. Every single time. It actually led to the point where people were like, what if he's doing it on purpose? What if he's working with a person like, hey, every time you hit me, I get to go to YouTube and make $1,000 plus. So keep doing it, dude. Because every time you do it, I get another $1,000 in my hand.
Hey, why?
How dare anyone else do that?
How is that? What? This is what I mean. How is that? Or, okay, we won't ban you from the site, but guess what? You're out of the partner program because you chose to violate the law for personal gain. We can't have that legal liability on our site. You are permanently banned from the partner program and not allowed back in. You can come back and broadcast after your 48-hour suspension. No subs, no cheers, no crowdfunding at all from our methods. We want you out of our fucking business. Get the fuck out.
Also, DSP. She makes more in a day for your Twitch than you did in a year. Don't get me wrong, you made money for Twitch. You were making money for Twitch with the gifted subs and all that. But she probably makes more in a day than you did in a year for them. part of that is because you always try to beg for tips. You were constantly trying to cut them out of the business. She shows up, gets 10,000 subs. Well, they get half of that. And of course, those people then buy bits, which they get a cut of. And then she runs ads, which they get a cut of. You would show up on Twitch, give me tips, guys. No, don't give me bits, give me tips, guys. I need those tips, I really do, to pay my bills. No, stop giving Twitch any cut of the money. Give it all to me, me. There might be, I don't know, a business reason why they go, we ban her permanently? Nah, let's give her 40-hour suspension. When she comes back, people will show up with sub money, they'll show up with bit money. She'll be able to play ads and make us even more money.
All right? If you want to talk about a situation where someone should be banned from the partner program, this is it. This is directly the kind of situation where someone should say, we don't want this person as a legal liability. This person has a giant following on our business. They outright chose to break the law for personal gain, even though there's no possible way they could have misunderstood it. There's no way that someone with that amount of following thought that they were somehow legally above the law and could rebroadcast a movie or a TV show with no repercussions. That was an active choice.
So there's an active choice of yours to jerk off in front of children?
Personal gain again, and then they knew that because of the way these sites are run, that they were immune from any kind of real consequences. Oh, well, the violation of this is just a 48-hour ban, so fuck it. If it happens, it happens. And then I come back and I make double, triple money when I come back anyway because everyone's celebrating that I'm back. Huh? How does that make any sense? How? How are you going to tell me that people can do completely illegal things and be fucking rewarded for it? This is insane. This is toxic. This is the actual opposite of how things should be on the internet, but this is why the internet is how it is. Why do you think we have the top YouTubers doing insane drama videos, really bad gossip, hurtful things, pranks that are fucking insulting?
Hurtful things, guys, they hurt me.
Videos in the Japanese suicide forest and smiling and laughing in front of hanging bodies. I wonder why we have that kind of content when there's literally no actual consequences for that fucking behavior. Okay? Right? People do these things, and they're
just like there was no actual consequence for you jerking off in front of children.
Literally become more popular. They become more rewarded. They get more of a following. They actually grow for doing the bad thing. No, it is, in my opinion, maybe it's not legally, it is morally the obligation of these businesses to shut down the toxic culture and content of the internet. If you allow this to continue, you will have an entire.
We got rid of drama videos off of YouTube. You kill half of YouTube.
People who feel there's no actual consequences for anything they do because that's what they were taught watching these fucking buffoons. Okay? This is why it's like this right now. It really is. This is why YouTube's gone down the tubes. This is why Twitch is fucking shit. Because they just say, hey, oh well, who cares that the top person did it as long as we're making profit on it? And that is such the most disgusting. I just spilled seltzer water all over my crotch.
I don't know. How dare they make money? Like, it's a business.
That is the most disgusting.
That's why they let them get away with it, because it makes them more money.
That you can take towards this kind of content creation. All right? Sorry, Pokimane, you broke the law. You chose.
DSP, if you made her kind of money, you'd probably still be on Twitch.
To break the law. There was no misunderstanding. You knew you could not legally rebroadcast a full movie or TV show. You did it anyway. You're gone. Goodbye. Banned. No partner program. Good night. Go somewhere else. Leave and never come back because you chose to do the wrong thing. And if we let you come back, you now are you're basically a case for everyone else to say we can get away with it too. It's okay.
If you make her kind of money, you can.
Really?
But you don't make that kind of money for them, so
it's okay to go hold up a liquor store because it's only my first offense. If I get arrested, I won't go to jail for the rest of my life as long as I don't.
Now you're equating live streaming Avatar: The Last Airbender while commentating on it to robbing a liquor store. Also, DSP, that actually is a thing in law where usually, depending on the offense, obviously, the first offense gets a lighter sentencing. Like, well, the maximum punishment is 5 years, $10,000 fine, but this is your first offense. You're 27. You've never, like, this is the first time you've ever done anything illegal that you've been caught, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to give you 90 days, and you serve those on the weekend. So you go to work on the weekend, you show up, you check in, you spend the weekend in jail, you get out. You do that until your 90 days are up. Then you're on probation for 2 years. That's actually a thing. And there's a... Not saying I have friends or anything that have used this loophole, but the jails only have so many spots. If you show up, actually, you get, let's say check-in is 2 o'clock. So you got to make sure you're there before 2 o'clock, but let's say you get there at 1:57, and like, oh, hey, all of our jail cells are full. We literally don't have any place to put you. But since you showed up, we're gonna mark you off as serving that time. It's an actual thing around, or at least around here where I live. So, and they know to play the game. But if you do it every weekend, they catch on, and then they'll stick your ass somewhere else. You may not end up in the local, you and 5 guys who are DUI or whatever. You'll be put to the real prison where you don't want to go.
Accidentally shoot someone, oh, it's fine if I do that because it's only my first offense, right? Everyone should just say it's okay to do that, right? What the fuck are you talking about? But can you imagine that? Can you imagine if you blatantly went out to a physical place, broke the law, and they said, well, it's only your first time, so you're gonna go to jail for 2 days and you're out, you're fine, no problems. What?
That actually is a thing. You would know that if you had actual friends or knew other people.
Huh? Like, but this is how it is. This is seriously how it is right now on these sites. Because again, number one, the sites are not legally held responsible for this. Okay, they're not. So if the actual rights holder of the movie or television show that one of these Twitch streamers is broadcasting went after them, they could actually go after the person who did that illegal broadcast and sue them. So I actually hope that these people who are doing this understand the actual legal repercussions of what they're doing. They could be hit with a lawsuit of which they literally have no defense against. They did it. The evidence is clear. It's on the internet. You violated the
Pokimane has the money to fight it.
Sued for damages or whatever from these companies. I mean, the thing is, again, it seems like the situation is that the companies haven't really gone to that extent. All they've done is try to go after the content providers like YouTube and Twitch and say, you have to have a means to take it down. If we identify it, we need it down, or we need the right to claim it ourselves so we make profit on it. Because you're using our content that we own the rights to. But these people could actually be sued directly, and I don't think they understand that. You might hear, I'm not even kidding, you might hear 1 or 2 years from now, Pokimane crying in a video, I'm being sued by the company who I broadcast their stuff for, hundreds of thousands of dollars, boo-hoo-hoo. And it would be legal, and she'd be in the wrong, and could basically be sued into oblivion. Yeah.
But again, she has the money, she'd be able to get a lawyer and be like, all right, well,
how can you allow this, even though legally?
I'll plead. What do you guys want? We want $50,000. All right, here's a check, $50,000. Leave me alone.
All right. We don't agree with the behavior, and legally, if we get asked to take down the behavior or stop the behavior, we will. But at some point, you have to say, okay, we are the venue, the business, however you want to say it. We're the ones putting that shit on the internet. That's blatantly illegal, immoral, harmful, toxic, whatever you want to call it. You're the ones doing it. So at some point, you have to at least step up and take some responsibility and say, we're going to do something active to stop it. Not, oh, well, because it was mass reported, we're going to do a obligatory slap on the wrist, 2-day suspension, come back, nothing ever happened, right? No, you can't. You have to put your foot down and say, make an example out of the people who are the worst offenders, who think that they're above the law or above morality for that sake. Because again, is it illegal to go to Japan and take a squid and slap it on top of a taxi driver's car? Actually, I don't know. Maybe it is. I actually don't know the answer to that. But if someone is running around Japan doing ridiculous, over-the-top pranks, things that are very harmful to people in the culture of that country, and you allow that content to be distributed on your platform, regardless of...
Really, Mr. Chicka Chang Wang, shut the fuck up. Really, whenever anyone with an even slight Asian history or heritage shows up, and you flip your shit, and you start insulting them, really, you're so mad about that now, huh?
Or not, if it's illegal, you should still have some kind of responsibility to look at that stuff.
Shut the fuck up, DSP.
Jesus. This is not something we want on our site. By the way, and here's the other reason that this is a big story. Because people who do not violate the law, but still use Twitch on a daily basis, are actually starting to get afraid. Because when they're seeing these high-priority, high-prominence content creators getting taken down, they're like, what
you're not on Twitch, so what the fuck do you care?
If Twitch actually does start to change their policies as a result of these assholes doing the wrong thing? What if companies actually start to directly sue people? Okay, they're worried that things can change for the worse. And it wouldn't be because of them. It would be because, once again, the people who are the most popular are irresponsible shitheads, and their actions actually hurt everyone below them, but they don't care, right? I've said it before, I'll say it again. When you're someone who has great power, you have to understand that great responsibility comes with that power. When you see...
Are you really quoting Spider-Man?
Violating the MCA
really?
law, you realize she does not deserve any of the power she has on the internet because she's an irresponsible jerk who doesn't care about anyone else but herself, and doesn't care if Twitch...
Why are you quoting Spider-Man?
As a result of her actions, all she cares about is her own personal benefit and gain. She deserves none of anything she has because of her behavior shows...
But you do, huh? You deserve it all. Okay?
This has happened time and time again over the years, where one prominent YouTuber does something bad, and now YouTube has to make a change, or something changes for everyone that's bad. The adpocalypse, partially, not fully, but partially was caused by bad behavior of content creators. Okay? It's just true. So... I'm sorry, but at some point, there has to be someone taking charge and responsibility.
You said it before, why won't you say it now, huh?
Oh, it's just a laughable story and we blow it off. It's not. It's actually not. This is a situation where something has to change. It can't just be the bigwigs get away with everything infinitely, with no repercussions whatsoever. In fact, it's a celebration, and they get rewarded for breaking the law when they come back from their suspension. It should be the opposite. It should be you're suspended from the partner program for months and can't make any money because you broke the law. Now, learn from this
You.
or else go out of business.
You're talking about you, DSP.
I just don't understand, because again, who's going to be hurt by this? Us. We will. They'll change the site, they'll change everything here to fuck us over. The people who aren't doing anything wrong will be the ones who get fucked, not the people who are giant rolling in dough and immune. You see what I'm saying? How did we get to a point?
Well, there's a reason why they're immune, because they are rolling in dough.
Level of internet popularity that they can.
Let's say you're the janitor of a factory. You clean shit up. Then one day, you tell the CEO, then you go, dude, fuck off, leave me alone, blah, blah, blah. Guess what? You're going to get fired. Now, let's say the CEO shows up, and then the president of the company says, hey, fuck you. The last decision you made at the board meeting cost us 1.2% on our stock price. Guess what? The president of the company's going to get away with that. You know why? Because he's the fucking president of the company. He makes that company more money than that janitor does. So he can say what the fuck he wants to the CEO.
Do whatever they want, and they're protected from any kind of fucking repercussions. They're literally immune to any kind of repercussions for their actions. How? How is this even allowed? How did we get to this point? It's not. It shouldn't be. People need to stand up and say, no, fuck this. We're not, number one, we're going to stop supporting these fucking people who are breaking the law. What are we doing? These people are ridiculous that they're doing this. They think that they're better than everyone else and they could get away with it because they're so big. Like, who are you to think
how
that
do they get preferential treatment that I don't get, guys?
Now you're going to do
bullshit.
things that may actually change how things are enforced, and it hurts everyone but you, but we have to live with the consequences of your action. So why would you support that person moving forward? People should step up and say, no.
Man, he's so salty about Pokimane make more money than him.
Get them the fuck out of here. Get them off YouTube, get them off Twitch. We don't want that. We want a place where people can be responsible and have a safe place for fun content that's meaningful, not people who just care about themselves and the money rolling in. And
you play video games. Nothing meaningful about it.
Any kind of repercussion. That's nuts. Yeah, I am still going, because I'm fucking pissed. I'm tired of this shit. I really am. I think there has to be a change. You know what? When shit like this happens, I am so.
Why am I toxic?
That I left Twitch last year. I keep saying this. It's weird.
You didn't leave Twitch. You were kicked out of the partnership program.
All right. And
you didn't leave.
That I've had, and you see the places that I've gone and the things that have happened. All right. It's just funny how things have worked out for me, because it always seems to be that, like, the thing is, I'm not a superstitious person, and I certainly don't believe in these big lofty ideas like fate or whatever. But man, it sure seems like things happen for a reason. It really does. Like, for example, I go to Blip TV, right? I become the second biggest.
You really gonna bring up Blip TV in this? You pretended to be a Nazi exterminating the Jews, and then you were surprised you got in trouble for it.
Guy on the site within a month, but then I get kicked off the site for making a very, very insensitive, racist jokes. Okay, 100%. Today I can say that. You know, back then I did the wrong thing. I never should have made those kind of jokes. They're way too insensitive and hurtful to a certain group of people who definitely don't fucking deserve to be treated and talked about like that. It's ridiculous that I thought that it was funny, and I'm very apologetic today that back then I was an immature idiot and I did that stuff. Okay. So I get kicked off at Blip TV without any kind of discussion. It wasn't even like, oh, we'll talk about it. You can't do that kind of content. Remove that content, and moving forward, you know, be a better person. It was just, you're off Blip. All right. I thought that was completely unfair. I was treated unfairly. You should at least give me a chance, right, to do the right thing. I was immature back then. I should have known better. At the very same time, give me a chance to learn and grow. They didn't do that. They just said, you're gone. Within a few years, Blip was gone. Completely gone.
Because you pretended to be a Nazi exterminating the Jews.
If I stayed on Blip, I might have literally gone out of business myself. Because all my content would have been on their house. Now, what am I going to do? Upload 4 years of gameplay to DSP Gaming on YouTube in one fell swoop? No. I mean, that would have been ridiculously terrible. Okay? So then, right, I'm partnered with Machinima for many years, and they're treating me good. All of a sudden, they start treating me terribly. And I'm asking them, what's going on? Can you...
You called them multiple times, demanding to speak to the owner of Machinima. Because your ad revenue was going down. Then finally you said, either you gave me the manager or I'm leaving. So they said, fine, we call your bluff. Get over it, DSP.
You help me with my issues. Why are you ignoring me? They basically keep me out of their partner program, okay? Fine, fuck you. They go out of business. Completely. Gone. Don't exist anymore. It's just kind of like these weird things happen to me. I get mistreated, and then, I don't know if you want to call it karma or whatever. I don't know. But it just seems like...
Karma was real. You would have gone to jail for
it's just a pattern that's followed me along the 14 years I've been a content creator. You know what I'm saying? So now take a look at what just happened to me last year. All right, and I just explained to you guys recently what happened, because I actually finally found out what happened. Is that people misrepresented me on the internet, and they started up this straw man argument that Phil is a racial or a racist and a bigot and a sexist. You know, they started saying that my moniker that I don't use.
One person sent you an email.
They started saying that Phil uses that because he's a hateful person. He hates on games. He hates on game developers, but he's racist and sexist. Just take a look at his content from over the years, and then they would link to stuff from a decade ago, right? They would link to that
you still had up on your channel.
They would link to a sexualized
Mr. Top Racist Moments
10 years ago and say, this is who Phil is as a content creator. It's like, now wait a minute, no. Absolutely not. I've changed for the better. Over the years, I've dramatically changed and improved the content that I put out. The stuff that I put out today in no way is
But you still keep the videos of you saying gamer words.
Admit, yes, the content that I used to put out back then was for a different time. Opinions were different. Culture was different. At that time, those kind of jokes were considered acceptable. They're definitely not anymore, and I would never do that. I've grown.
No, those jokes were not considered acceptable 10 years ago. DSP, you're not talking about the 1920s. You're talking about 2010, 2011. How the fuck are you going to sit there and be like, well, guys, back then, it was okay to, firebomb a black church and shoot anyone who tries to escape? No, it wasn't. It was 2010. And guess what? Even in the 1920s, when that stuff was being done, it still wasn't okay. It was still wrong to do. People just got away with it. But it still wasn't okay.
And change for the better and realize I don't want to be that kind of content creator anymore. All right? But people misrepresented me all over the internet. I have evidence of it. That they went to places like Twitch and fucking Stream Labs and yes, Teespring and said, are you aware that the person who's using your business is this and this and this? And basically now, in the modern day, things have changed. Okay? Things have changed. Where now, these companies feel like it's cancel culture time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a liability to have someone like that associated with our business. Even if we've been dealing with this person for 5+ years, it's a liability.
Bad to have someone call himself the king of hate.
Ban me, because I didn't do anything on Twitch to ban me, but they'll remove me from their partner program and say, we don't want to have any financial ties to this guy. You see? It's fucked up. I'm basically getting canceled. All right? Getting canceled for something.
Well, then don't be the king of hate.
That I did.
And he's finally in manual banning something
like
right
it's
there.
Something that I did today. But these companies are fucking dumb. All right? But I got to ask the question then. All right? If what I did a decade ago, is a cancelable action, all right? How the fuck is a big-time streamer or content creator blatantly violating DMCA law for personal gain today not a cancelable action?
Because she makes way more money than you.
How are you going to tell me that's equal treatment? How are you going to tell me that that's even fair or legal? That
you could have gotten away with saying those gamer words if you made them the money that she did.
Business, right?
But
Before
you
I
don't.
Streamed on Twitch is when I did those things that are getting me kicked out of the partner program today. But the person who broke the law today didn't get kicked out of the partner program.
Wah.
What?
Make more money for him and you'd still be there.
Makes absolutely no sense. None. And it has to stop. People need to stop supporting these people who do these things, these toxic, illegal things. People need to stop supporting as I said, it's the same thing with game development as with content creation. Whatever you support will now become the more prominent thing. Okay? You gotta understand that. Whatever you support will become prominent. People sit here and complain that Rockstar canceled Bully 2, hasn't had an update or talked about Grand Theft Auto 6 in a million years, and refuses to do single-player expansion content for Grand Theft Auto 5. They just keep doing add-ons for Grand Theft Auto Online. Yet those same fucking people go play Grand Theft Auto Online and sink money into every expansion, buy shark cards, in-game currency, every fucking microtransaction possible. So you support the bad practice that's making that company do the things you
when you buy microtransactions for WWE champions?
Want, right? Man, I really wish that there wasn't this terrible toxic internet culture of bullying and people just doing the wrong things, breaking the law to get ahead. If only it was better. Oh, by the way, I can't wait for Pokimane's return stream in 2 days when I'm going to throw money at her, right? Like, you can't do the wrong thing and expect the right things to happen. So don't support the crap then. If you agree that someone blatantly violating the law, number one, should not be allowed. Number two, they should be held accountable like everyone else is. And number three, is completely irresponsible because it could possibly change Twitch, YouTube, and everywhere in the way DMCA is enforced because of their blatant violation. If you think that them blatantly doing the wrong thing and getting away with it is wrong, then don't fucking go back and support them. In fact, do the opposite. Boycott them. Right? But that's the problem. These people do the wrong thing and people support them in fucking droves because they're morons. There's no other explanation. You're a fucking moron.
I'm not hateful, guys, you morons.
I
do say I'm hateful, morons.
They did the wrong thing, they broke the law. Reward them. Well, then fuck you. Then literally the entire internet will be full of garbage content and criminals because you supported it. You have to stop the bad behavior. You have to. Look for people who are
like banning people who masturbate in front of children and say gamer words.
Kind of content that you like and support those people. All right? These and actively boycott the people who are garbage because this is insane.
Mind you, he's been going on for a fucking hour with this shit.
It does. It absolutely blows my mind. And I don't want. Imagine if overnight there's a finger snap on Twitch or on YouTube or on both, and now all of a sudden, we've determined that you just can't use any copyrighted content anymore. This is our new site policy because this big idiot fucking violated the law, and it looks like we may get sued or someone's gonna try. You know what I mean? The law's gonna change now because of this idiot, and now we're all destroyed because of this moron. So you're screwed now. Oh, I guess we're going out of business, right? So that's fucked up, right? It's really fucked up.
Now with Amazon or Google money behind them.
I hope that's not what happens, but I hope that the right thing gets done. You can't enough of this. Let it all go. Oh, it's not a big deal. No, it actually is. It actually is one of the biggest deals for content creators when this kind of shit is happening and the big wigs get away with it and the toxic shit is allowed to continue. It's one of the worst things that can happen because the entire internet is rife with this shit and it needs to fucking stop. It really needs to stop. People need to be held accountable for their actions. Not,
if people were held accountable for their actions, you wouldn't be there, DSP.
What are you talking about?
I know you did nothing wrong, you did everything correct, but you wouldn't be there right now.
Anyway, that's my take on it. And again, it's actually, I'm happy that we can have fun here on my streams and just do our own little thing. And usually, we don't get affected by shit like this. Let's face it, what DMCA stuff do I do? Video game content. Outside of that, besides a random song playing in a game, we really don't get affected by that. As you know, I don't do react videos. I don't do react streams. I told you, I feel it's some of the most mind-numbingly easy, driveling, meaningless content you could put out on the internet. It's literally easy mode.
Remember, guys, we had 350 membership goal. We'll do a retrospective event where I react to my content.
I want to make, if you want to see someone who wants to put in absolutely no effort but make money today,
it's
time to do a react video. Like, literally, that's my opinion. You can disagree. You can find value in it, and that's okay. That's your take. As a content creator myself, I know there's zero effort in any of that. There's no thought put into it. It's literally, I'm just going to sit here, press play, and make money, and do nothing for it. I didn't put any effort, any work, any thought. It was just me reacting to something I'm watching. Wow, I made a paycheck today for
yes, you're reacting to your content as you're playing a game going, wow, guys, did you see that? Did you see that? Wow.
I feel like that making that kind of content is literally disrespectful to my audience because you guys deserve better than that meaningless, drivel content. You do. When people say, Phil, why don't you watch E3 live and sit there and react to it with your face like everyone else does, right? Because we want that because that's what everyone else does. And every year I tell you guys, no, I'm not going to do that because here's why.
I'm not going to give you guys what you want.
Content at all. I feel like the best way to go about covering a show like E3 is to watch it, take notes, absorb what happened in the show, formulate an opinion, and then talk about it after. Not, what? Oh! It's the dumbest, lowest common denominator of content creation. To me, someone who constantly puts out that content on the internet is showing you they don't care about you. All they care about is this. They want your view and your money. They don't want to make
Well, you don't care about your viewers, so...
That's literally a money printing press to put out that kind of shovelware shit. That's what it is. It's shovelware content for the internet. That's why I don't support it at all. And I don't make that kind of content because I hate it. Okay? But you can disagree, and that's okay. If you like that kind of content, listen, I'm not here to stop you and say, you can't. What I'm saying is, again, I'll reiterate myself, and then we'll do shout-outs. I'll reiterate what I've always said. Be careful what you support, because if you support it, that will be the example of what to do on the internet to be successful, and everyone else will do it, right? If you didn't want Rockstar to just work on GTA Online, you should not have given them money for GTA Online for the past 10 years. Or 9 years, or however many years it's been. You see? You should have cut it off at some point, and then maybe they would have said, oh shit, people aren't supporting this anymore, we'll go make good games again. Alright? Same thing here. If you don't want to see the entirety of the internet become mindless reaction videos, morons breaking the law, doing pranks, and doing harmful content that literally ruins people's lives, don't support that content. If you support it, that will be the common denominator. That will be the norm. That will be what everyone does to make a buck, and nothing else of meaning will ever get prominence on the internet. You have to be careful what you support. Okay? I'm done. I had a lot to talk about in that topic. I got it off my chest.
Only took an hour to get through all of it, though. Holy shit. All because Pokimane got a 2-day ban for a DMCA thing over Avatar Last Airbender. Shit. Mind you, if I didn't put that at 1.25 speed at the beginning, and then 1.5 speed later, he'd still be going on, and on, and on for another probably half hour. Fuck. Thank you, YouTube, for having the options to speed these people up, because god damn, they talk forever. Anyways, with that, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.